Hi everyone, welcome to Border Tanks with Stewie JP. I'm Stewie and this is the LTTB. The Tier 7 Russian light tank has been driven by TX the Best from Crazy Clan and he's running around on Westfield. LTTB, it's the tank that leads to the omnipresent T54 lightweight, which you always seem to see in Tier 8 Clan Wars. It's one of the best all-round tanks going around, the T54 lightweight, especially for Tier 8 battles. Now you're about to see an amazing display of carrying ability from a low-tier tank. There's only a Tier 7 tank. Now there are a number of Tier 7 tanks on both sides, but it is a Tier 9 battle. But lucky enough for TX the Best, there's only 3 Tier 9s on each side. So TX the Best is going up the medium line on Westfield, which is where you would probably expect a light tank to go. You can see there's 3 Bulldogs in this side. A little bit unusual having 4 light tanks on each side, but having 3 Bulldogs, all the light tanks are Tier 7s, and lucky enough to not get shot by that little spick. But he puts a couple of shots into him early on, picks himself up nearly 400 damage, 550 damage now early on. Always good to get a little bit of light damage. And look at that Bulldog. That Bulldog is totally focused on, looks like the T54. So TX the Best using the opportunity to get a little bit of damage. Unfortunately, the T54 100 gets taken out, but he does take 2 enemy tanks with him. And this is where TX the Best is just searching for a few shots, searching for some cheeky shots on the Comet. There's a T54 up there, and also the T54 E1, which you need to be really careful about. That 4-shot autoloader would definitely take TX the Best out of this game if they put all 4 shells into his clip. He's just looking for a cheeky shot on that T54, but the turret of the T54 is going to be hard to penetrate at that angle. The Comet, however, would be free damage. Now TX the Best has already picked up 933 damage in this game, and he's luckily enough he hasn't taken any damage in return. Looks like he's got some nice cheeky shots on the AMX 5120. Always handy to get rid of a top tier heavy tank like that at this stage of the game. It looks like he's being able to shoot without being spotted where he is because of all those bushes around him. And he has got a fair bit of support behind him. He's got 2 Walker Bulldogs. If we look around, he's got 2 Walker Bulldogs, the T54 E1, and the Object 416. He's actually got 3 Walker Bulldogs behind him, supporting him with those. I'm not sure how fully loaded those M41 Bulldogs are, but they do come with a 10 shell clip, which is very, very handy indeed, even in a situation like this where you're up against some Tier 9s. Now it looks to me like TX the Best is lighting up that T54, but he'd be crazy to shoot at him. Not only would he likely not do any damage, but he would be spotted, as he has been. But he gets another shot into the Comet, and luckily enough, the enemy Bulldog fired at him, but didn't do any damage. So he's still getting a few cheap shots into the enemy tanks, but looking at on the other side of the map, his team is starting to struggle. Now TX the Best does take a hit for 153 hit points from, I think it was from the Bulldog, or it might have been from the Comet, and now he's just sitting back on the side of this hill. I'm not sure what he's doing here. He sort of stops for about 30 seconds. He might be, maybe the kettle's boiled, I'm not sure. But TX the Best is now looking at the mini map. He's re-evaluating his situation. His team are down by a couple of tanks. Without giving too much away, they're going to lose some more tanks before they pick up any kills. They lose 2 more tanks on the other side, and the other side has absolutely collapsed. Now this is a bit where he's sort of sitting back. He's been spotted again, possibly by that M41 Bulldog behind him. And he's thinking, gee, what do I need to do here? I've done nearly 1700 damage. Now that E1, this is a brilliant move by TX the Best. That E1 is focused on the Object 416. It looks like the Object 416 might be sort of under his gun a bit, or the T54 E1 looks like he might be reloading. Now the E1, I think he ram killed that Object 416. Now of course TX the best, he can afford to take a hit, and he does, but he needs to get a couple of more shots into this American top tier medium tank to get him out of the game. He's taken another shot there. He's down to 71 hit points. This is going to affect his game here. He's already up to nearly 2,400 damage. Picks up his first kill for the game by taking out the top tier American medium tank, the autoloader, T-54E1. But now he's just looking for some cheeky shots on that Ferdinand. He gets a shot in, and one more should do it, and he does. Picks up his second kill and claws it back to a 2 versus 4 situation. Now looking at the minimap, a lot of the enemy tanks have been spotted near his base, and here's where you see a lot of really good teamwork between the Prince of Chaos in his M41 Bulldog and our man TX the best in his LTTB Tier 7 Russian light tank. Now looks like the Bulldog is spotting those two tanks. Looks like it's the Tiger 2 which is sitting on the cap. Wouldn't be too concerned at the moment about the cap. I mean, that Tiger 2 is probably thinking, hey, there's two light tanks that are on really low health. Why don't I try and get some more damage? He's on plenty of health. Now TX the best gets a shot into the Tiger 2, but he sees the AMX AC-48, the Tier 8 French tank destroyer, and as he offers his side, TX the best thinks, you beauty, I'll have some shots into that side. He needs to land a few more shells though, as does the Bulldog, because it's 2 versus 3. If they can get rid of this AMX, then they could probably go and swarm that Tiger 2. But you've got to think, TX the best, he only has 71 hit points, so that's a one shot for any tank on the enemy team. Continues to snipe and continues to put damage into that AMX AC-48. AMX AC-48 is only on 142 hit points now, which is, it's a one shot really for either for TX or for Prince of Chaos and his Bulldog. Now Prince of Chaos is getting a bit forward. He needs to light that Tiger 2. They're in danger of getting capped out here. There's 30 seconds to go. But still, TX the best is still on pretty low health. But as is the Prince of Chaos now. The Prince of Chaos went in there. He took a shot for the team from that Tiger. And TX the best takes him out of the game. And now it looks like he's got a side shot onto that French tank destroyer. This will bring the odds back in their favour. He does. He takes him out, picks up his 4th kill, and now all of a sudden it's a 2 versus 1. That was a massive turnaround from TX the best and the Prince of Chaos. Now you can see there they've just created a dynamic platoon. You'll see why at the end of the battle. Now TX has picked himself up nearly 3,700 hit points of damage here. He's only got 3 shells left and 2 high explosive shells. Now it would be tempting to maybe load high explosive for the artillery. Never seems to work for me. And TX the best is just going to stick with his standard AP rounds. He's been spotted. Where's the artillery? No, he's not down there. He's up on the hill. Fires clutch at the Artie and misses. Now he needs to keep moving. Artie fires, and now he's got all the time in the world just to aim. And he does. Prince of Chaos takes him out of the game, and a massive result there, picking up 7 kills between them, those two tanks. And because of the dynamic platoon, they've picked themselves up a brothers in arms for doing at least 3 kills each, and both surviving. High caliber as well for TX the best in his LTTB, and of course an Ace Tanker Mastery badge. As we look at the second page of the post-game battle result, that's where it gets interesting. Prince of Chaos had an awesome game with 3,274 damage, picking up 3 kills, a base experience of 1665, and TX the best from Crazy Clan, nearly 3,700 damage. Now, the only reason Prince of Chaos scored higher on experience is because of this spotting damage, 1,839 spotting damage compared to TX the Best's 357. Unusual because TX the Best was right at the front of the battle towards the start on the southeast medium line on Westfield, but a lot of those tanks that were there with him would have been spotting the enemy tanks on their own without the need for the light tank to spot them. But still, a massive result, 3,700 damage, comfortably the highest damage. Look at a lot of passengers in that game. Artillery with 0 and quite a few well under 1,000 or well under 500 hit points of damage. It was a massive carry by TX the Best and the Prince of Chaos, both having absolutely awesome games. Lost a little bit of credits probably from firing all that premium ammunition, and the premium ammunition that didn't hit obviously costs credits for no sort of return for the ones that missed when he was sniping away at that French tank destroyer. But an awesome game from TX the Best from Crazy Clan. Thanks very much for the replay, TX the Best. And if that's not how you say your name, please let me know. But maybe it's Tex the Best, I'm not sure. Anyway, an awesome replay. The Tier 7 Russian light tank, the LTTB, platooned up with the M41 Walker Bulldog, making an awesome combination for a massive turnaround at the end of the game. Thanks very much, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you all next time.